polarization has certainly been around for a long time, and thinking back to our country's history, we had a civil war, so it's not like this is unheard of. But polarization has gone through ebbs and flows, and in kind of the middle of the 20th century, it was quite low. People were kind of much more about being American and working together. Really, scholars kind of point to the 70s being the period in which polarization kind of started to ascend again, but it was much less overt, and a lot of this was happening among politicians. Politicians were slowly starting to kind of vote in unison with the party. Congressional members were becoming more distinct, and you start to see less and less members that kind of sit in that middle ground that might have some liberal policies, but also some conservative policies that they support.
The internet and social media led to greater polarization, in my view, in the sense that the internet and the social media made it possible for people to network with like-minded people, to form bubbles. They live in that bubble, which is sealed from the rest of society, and only they sit there with people with whom they agree.
People in general tend to watch things that are more sensationalized, to focus in on kind of horse race coverage, which is how the parties are competing, who might win, what's going on with certain kind of contentious battles. And as a result, they do tend to oversimplify the nature of politics. They tend to portray America as being sharply divided into two camps, when in fact there are a lot of people that kind of sit in the middle, who are maybe a little uncertain about their policy positions. But this portrayal does lead to people then also kind of internalizing this more simplistic dichotomy in which kind of America, us versus them, Democrat versus Republican, and people tend to think that these are kind of packaged policies, and people get caught up in kind of following which party's going to win, supporting their party, and as a result they become more likely to support policy positions that maybe they didn't hold previously because they become committed to that party. So as a result, that does tend to fuel polarization.
Very few individuals tend to agree with any political party 100%. There are certain issues that they have problems with. So it's really polarized. People who are really polarized will go 100%. They go to the polling booth and they'll say, I vote straight Democrat or I vote straight Republicans. Those are polarized people. People who are not so polarized, who are pragmatic, so to speak, who have different views on ideas on certain issues, tend to be in the middle. So they vote one party, they vote Republican on certain issues, and they vote Democrat on other issues. That's normal. That's how human beings are. We do not always agree with everyone 100%, and we always have certain issues that are the deal breaker for us.
People on both sides don't see themselves as holding kind of contentious viewpoints. They just think that they're supporting what's true and what's right. And part of the problem is when we don't allow for seeing how their perspective is warranted, or how their beliefs are justifiable, or just kind of appreciating them as normal people rather than some kind of antagonistic opposition. That really shuts off the possibility for dialogue. But once people start appreciating the fact that people are trying to do what they believe is the best interest of the country, and start seeing things from their perspective a little bit, and opening up the possibility that even if they disagree with them, they still ultimately probably have similar goals for the country, that might kind of open up some avenues for dialogue, which can then eventually lead to kind of a softening of the stances. But until kind of the sides decide to put down their defenses and stop going to war, it's going to be very difficult for that to happen.